What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders to implement faith every day in their lives as well. Today, I just want to get on here because the Bible says that this is the day that the Lord has made, and it says, "Let us rejoice and be glad in Him." And that scripture is very powerful, but at the same time, what do you do when the day that the Lord has made is full of chaos because of some of the struggles, or because of some of the mistakes that you've made, or because of some of the situations that you go through, are so loud in your head. You feel like you're stuck between good and bad. You feel like wrong is right at your door. You feel like life is literally just it's falling apart in a way due to your choices that you're making, and you're finding yourself becoming comfortable in your choices of doing things that are not of God, or connecting yourself to things that you should not connect yourself to, or you feel like within this day that you could do better, but you're deciding not to do better, or you feel like there's a certain way that I can move, but I'm choosing not to move because I'm enjoying this feeling of flesh. I'm enjoying this feeling of wrong. I'm enjoying this feeling of rebellion, or whatever the case may be. You've been in an attack to where the enemy has literally creeped in, and he got you, and he got you so bad to where you seem like crying for help to God is so distant now. You feel like I'm going through this, but at the same time you're like, God, if I cry out to you for help, will you hear me? Have I done too much? Have I made too many mistakes? I know that your word, it also tells us to rejoice, in this day. It says to this is the day that the Lord has made, and let us rejoice and be glad in it. But how can I be glad in a day that is so chaotic, due to the things that we have made mistakes on, due to the things that God, I've fallen short of you. Lord, I know that you forgive, but how many times do you keep falling into the same trap, and falling into the same trap, and continue to fall into the same trap that is being set before you, when you know the outcome of it? It's the time to where we have to understand that God's day is the day to where He is there to deliver. His day is there to where He is there to set free. His day is here so that He can speak to us, so that He can talk to us. So no matter how deep you are in your situation, no matter how deep you are in your wrong, I know that you just made the mistake. I know that you feel yourself walking away from God. I know that you feel yourself in a place to where you're like, God, I've done so much after you have done so much for me. How do I grow? And I go and I do so well with you for so long, and then all of a sudden, boom, here comes the attack. And when the attack comes and it gets me, my flesh, it begins to rise up, and I always tend to walk with my flesh. And when I walk with my flesh, then next thing you know, I'm stuck, and I'm caught up, and I'm in between the thing of good and bad. When you get to that position in your life, whatever you do, do not give up on God. Don't give up on God. Don't let the enemy put the thought in your mind that you can't cry out for help, that you can't pray, that you can't think on God, because He just wants to fill your head with the thing that you're going through. He wants you to be happy with the desires that you're feeling. He wants you to be happy with the pleasures that you're feeling. He wants you to be happy with the wrong. He wants you to be happy with the flesh that you're in right now. He wants you to be happy because that's what you're activating in. So do not allow the enemy to win in that area of your life. Be strong and do not give up on calling out to God, even in the middle of good and bad. Whatever you do, do not be afraid to call out to God. Call out for His help. Don't beat yourself up in the middle of this wrong. Don't beat yourself up in the middle of this wrong. Even if every single day when you wake up, you know that you need to call out to God, but you tend to go towards your flesh. And you know that even with you walking in your flesh, you know that it feels wrong. You know that you need to get back on track to where God had you. You've been running this race for so long in your life, and you have been doing great according to God and according to yourself. But the enemy came in and he just passed you up a little bit. So do not let him win. You're almost at the finish line. You're almost at the finish line. You just have to get back into the race. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage somebody today. You are not your mistake. You are not your flesh. You are not a mess up. You are not a mishap. You are not your problem. You are a child of God. And even in the middle of your wrong, God is still there. So don't let the enemy come into your mind and speak louder than he normally does, letting you know that you can't call out to God. You are not in a place to where God is too far away from you. I just wanted to encourage somebody today. You guys keep your head up and stay focused, and I'll talk to you soon.